And in his earlier report, of course, we showed you the calving, and some of those calves now are certainly grown quite a bit and about to make their way. And we're going to be joined now by Zhang Li, who's an associate professor at the Institute of Ecology at the Beijing Normal University. Thanks very much for joining us. I know that you've been following this great migration for many years now. It's a fascinating event. People from all around the world come to watch it, and as we heard in that report from COFA, the Serengeti National Park, certainly one of the wonders of the world, if not the seventh, the eighth, certainly attracts so many people. These wildebeest are constantly seeking the fresh grass and water. It's a continuing cycle, isn't it? And I'm just wondering what else this migration actually means for these animals.
I think for the animals to survive, most important thing is the food. As you say that maybe they're following the rains, where the rains goes and where they want. But actually the ultimate factor for the survival and the breeding success for those wildebeest and other ungulates living in the area is food. So the rains bring more fresh grass to the animals. That's a key issue. That's a key factor to the survival of the animals in that place.
They have to have the grass.
Right.
They have to have the water to make the grass grow. Otherwise, what happens?
And well, the rains bring the fresh grass to the animals. And if they do not migrate, that means they cannot get enough fresh food. And especially for those fragmented habitat in that particular areas, so those wildebeest together with other ungulates, they have to following the fresh grass and following the rains. Without the migration, they cannot find enough fresh food.
What does this migration play as far as the development of the grassland ecosystems is concerned? How does that take place?
Actually, the wildebeest together with other ungulates, they like the grazing machine. They cut the fresh grass, and their jobs also go back to the earth, go back to feed the growth of the grass. They actually make this ecosystem keep going, keep working. This is maintain a healthy function of the ecosystem.
It's a natural phenomenon, isn't it? I mean,
right,
as we heard from Kofa Morenji, many people think about this migration, seeing that they are crossing this river, and many are being attacked by the predators. But all this is to bring about a natural balance to the movement in this migration.
Actually, it's the dynamic of the natural evolution. Actually, if those wildebeest do not move to other place, do not migrate to other place, they will eat all the grass in the certain place of the grassland. Then that grassland ecosystem won't be healthy one. So they have to follow the rains, follow the new grass. So this is a health of the ecosystem.
I'm curious to know, just before we move on to our next story, what's been the effect of all this from climate change? Has this reduced the grassland area?
I still remember last year when the CCTV had that a story to report the migrating from Serengeti to Masai that herd of at that time, the herd of wildebeest delayed because of the dry in some place. It's maybe because the change of climate change, the impact of the climate change, a lack of rainfall in some certain areas. So this is, may have some impact on the migration of the behaviors of this wildebeest and other animals.
All right, we'll leave it there for the moment. Many thanks indeed, Professor Li. Well, Tanzania's Serengeti National Park, it's certainly one of the biggest wild animal reserves in the whole of Africa, And it is, as we've heard already, one of the most complex ecosystems and home to the beginning of the great wildebeest migration. Well, as we mentioned, Kofa Morenchi is there in the park, and in this report he brings us a brief history of Tanzania's biggest tourism destination.
When the sun rises up above the vast grasslands of the Serengeti National Park, it brings to life one of the most complex ecosystems in Africa. Covering about 14,763 square kilometers, Serengeti National family, a variety of birds, to mention but a few.
It's an amazing place in the world, I think. Serengeti, we want to come back here every time if we can. So I invite here every people from the world.
The name Serengeti itself comes from the Maasai word Siringet, which means endless plain. The plains are estimated to have been formed about 3 to 4 million years ago, when ash blown from volcanoes in the Ngorongoro highlands covered the rolling landscape. This thick layer of ash established the rich soil which supports the ecosystem today. In 1929, Central Serengeti was declared a game reserve. By 1951, the reserve became Tanzania's first national park. Today, it is one of the most famous tourist destinations in Africa, popularly referred as the most beautiful savanna grassland in the continent.
It's the best destination in Africa for wildlife, in terms of animals, and also in terms of landscape. In Serengeti, it is the only place you can manage to travel for a long time, and in all the places you cover, you will always see the animals.
A lot of animals, wild animals, and it was amazing for us. We didn't expect we see such a big group of animals, so we were excited of it.
Over the years, man and wildlife have shared this magical place. Tourists come from far and wide to see for themselves the great treasures of this land. From lions to elephants, zebras and the wildebeest, Serengeti National Park is clearly one of those hidden treasures in East Africa. A perfect destination for those who love wildlife and those who just love adventure. This national park is one of the backbones of Tanzania's economy. Hundreds of lodges, luxury tented camps and remote campsites can be found here. Millions of dollars exchange hands every year. Thousands of locals are employed in this park, with thousands of suppliers making deliveries here every day.
The economy of the country has been growing steadily because of this park. This park has employed many people. There are camps, hotel lodges, and many Tanzanians have been employed in these sectors. So many people have benefited from this park, and the government also benefits from taxes collected in the park.
And so when the sun sets in the evening, it also brings to sleep an ecosystem that many depend on for their day-to-day lives. With proper conservation